On the table today at SquirrelStampede, we have another dissection experiment to go through with Dissect It, Discover It, Dinosaur Dig. Within this giant melon mold of a dinosaur head, we may find the complete fossil of a Tyrannosaurus rex, or a Spinosaurus, or a Triceratops to build. We've got Dr. Grant standing by to help us identify pieces and parts of this fossil. Follow along as we may find gold-dipped treasure, or mostly probably dusty old dinosaur bones.
SquirrelStampede!
Oh, there's the salamander Dissect It we did last year. The Sally squirrel on the table. Still assembled and alive, sort of. And what do you think, Spinosaurus? It seems to be there has been some yearly color damage, drainage on his leg tail. Look at that, the tail has changed color. We did not get the correct solution of formaldehyde to keep this tail a nice, sharp white. The tail has weathered out and yellowed a bit, but it is still a very fascinating specimen to behold. Not sure what happened to the bat. It flew off on us. Which bats most often do. Dissect it. Dinosaur Dig, uncover one of 3 complete skeletons, so I believe only one of 3 is in here. Could be a Triceratops. The box maybe labels Triceratops down here, not sure. But also Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus could be in there. The big 3, really the big 3. It always seems to be either a Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus, or a Triceratops, doesn't it? Comes with a work table and a set of excavation tools, plus a helpful information guide. These are just so much fun, I can't stress. So I'm trying to peer inside and guess, like I see some ribs right there. I couldn't tell you who that could be. It doesn't feel trike. I don't know. Then, well, there's like a little triangle piece there, a triangle-ish thing. So maybe it is. I like the excavation shovel up there. Is that a diamond shovel? Maybe. Let's see what we have in the box. Ah. Oh, sorry. Spinosaurus, you're a little rusty. You gotta get out of the way. Okay, inside I see 3 placemats. I've got a Spinosaurus guide, how to put together your Spinosaurus. A lot of pieces there. Flip that over, we have a nice little background mapping that we may use as a little display. Then we have another placemat card here with a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton system. And over here we've got a Triceratops system, looking good. Plus we have our excavation guide, always helpful, right? What do we have for helpful hints inside? Ooh. Well, this is going to tell us all about how to get started, paleontology, dinosaur digging. When did dinosaurs live? Quite a while ago. How to build a T-Rex, how to build a Triceratops. So each one is kind of given a little bit of an information bio blurb, and that's kind of fun. This is enough for a pretty good book report, maybe even. And there is our piece of steak. It looks like a piece of steak right now, doesn't it? The way it's laying down, the angle. We've made steak. Okay, I'll help you out, Spinosaurus. There is our steak. Looking really quite healthy. Steak. Watch out, Landry. Also, oh my gosh, squirrels everywhere. Squirrels are falling everywhere. We keep bumping them. Guess I have to peel this backer off to get inside here. And then back this way, double backer. Maybe one more time? No, we'll just go with that. Let's pull out our tools. We've got a nice looking shovel. There's our diamond shovel. Always very, very wasteful in diamonds. And tweezers may help. Anyone need a tweezers? There you go. And then the steak again right here. Oh, this side looks even better, doesn't it? It looks like Chef Boyardee or something. We've got ravioli, we've got SpaghettiOs, something in there. I wonder if it tastes like that. Probably not. Okay, so what I did here is I took a small hobby knife and kind of went the perimeter of the top. I think I've weakened it enough to peel off this protective cover. And so now we are inside the raviolis. Fossil-Os, the most delicious treat. Shall we give just a little bit of a squish test? Look at this. It's so weird. What is it exactly? It feels like compacted slime sand maybe, a little bit wet. It's a little bit different. Last time it was a gelatin, almost a clear, transparent gelatin. This time they've kind of wavered in some interesting rusty-like material. So it's really quite rusty, really quite squishy. It's almost like digging into pumpkin pie. Here we've got T-Rex pumpkin pie right before Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try to just place stuff on the outer perimeter of this shell. I don't know how much this will stain a countertop. It could. It could. Might need some suction in just a second, Landry. So stand by. We found our first bone. What could this be? What is this? Anybody want to guarantee, guesstimate, abbreviate? All my science terms are really off. Maybe a neck? Kind of. It's just a mess of spines. It could be the back of the Spinosaurus. What do you think? So I suppose we'll tag this as inconclusive. Oh wait, Dr. Grant's here. What does Dr. Grant think it is?
I believe, Dan, you have discovered a plastic Dissect It fossil mold.
Yeah, we kind of got that, Dr. Grant. Oh, okay, well, let's just continue on in our Dissect It, Discover It. This is so pumpkin pie. It is so pumpkin pie. And it even, it's just the consistency, everything is exactly like what you would think. I wonder. We're getting so close to Thanksgiving here, I just can't help myself. You gotta live a little, right? You never know. You gotta have some whipped topping. So I think this is going to be just a delicious meal. It's gonna be so yummy. And here we go. Whoa! Oh! No, don't eat it. Don't eat it. It is not a Thanksgiving meal. Stay away from that. That was hideously disgusting prehistoric slime. Ugh. Here, do you want the rest of the topping, T-Rex? I bet she would. Okay, can we get back to real life paleontology here now that I've got whipped topping all mixed up into my Dissect It? It's going to be a little trickier now finding bones thanks to all this creamery. I'll just have to kind of slice some of this out. Definitely not pumpkin pie. So somewhere in here, we'll find our next specimen to help us out. Typically this stuff kind of floats either to the top or the bottom when they make these molds. Oh, I mean these real fossils, right? Real fossils from the Triassic. The Triassic period. Oh, I thought I had something there, but it was not. We'll just keep digging this out. I like that it has a little bit of cloudiness to it, or a lot of cloudiness to it. You do not see the bones and the organs floating around like we did in the salamander and the bat. Oh, okay, we're getting closer. I really think we're getting closer onto something. Dr. Grant, we're onto something now. And this might be our most substantial find yet. It is a good one, but we're gonna have to dig around it some more to get to it. And then even so, we're finding even more things around it. This is a bone pile of epic proportion, of epic dinosauring. Perhaps we will be able to label soon what we have found. Me hopes whatever we find will be an easy build. Sometimes it can be hard to build dinosaur bone kits, smashers, but we'll find out. I think I've discovered possibly a turkey vulture sore. Okay, we've got it. We've got it. Cue the bone break. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's got to be a tail, right? It's got to be a tail. It's up to 2 inches in length. A little bit dyed orange from the dye compound, but that's got to be the back end of a tail. But who could that be? So if you can remember what that tail shaped looked like, I don't think it's in anything of the Triceratops. The Triceratops tail is a lot less defined than what we just found. So we're over to the T-Rex maybe. Ooh, it has a definite T-Rex feel. Could very well be a T-Rex tail. And then what do we have for Spinosaurus? Spinosaurus has a curved tail, so I bet we have a T-Rex.
Yes!
So let's take our T-Rex tail here. I'll place it on a little mat so we can see it over by Dr. Grant here. Move you over, Dr. Grant, for a second here. And we'll place this find over here, and we'll probably want to clean it up a little more in just a little bit. So our first real discovery, right now we're at what? 70%? I don't want to go all the way and say 100% T-Rex. That's not how scientists work. We've got to keep getting more evidence. And there's definitely more evidence in this pumpkin pie bone pile, non-pumpkin pie bone pile. Oh boy, okay, I'm gonna get the tweezers out. We haven't used the tweezers very much. And there's a little blade on this side too, so you can kind of cut if you need to. And I'm going to see if I can pull this Oh, wow. Now wait a minute. That's quite the hand. I don't know if this is a T-Rex or not because this hand is so huge.
What?
T-Rexes have little tiny forearms, right? And this feels huge. It feels enormous. The arm bone length, the femur, the tibia, what's an arm bone? I can't remember. That feels huge to me. So we'll just place onto our mat and we'll figure as we continue. That was an exciting find, I'll tell you what. And we're still looking for the gold dipped treasure. Have not found the gold dipped treasure, but I don't think there is gold dipped in here. So if we find gold dipped, you know, that would be an incredible find. Okay, ooh, is that whip topping or is that a bone? I think that's whip topping. Okay, we got something back here as we kind of get into this kit. I just realized the previous Dissect kit you were able to redo. They came with pouches of extra mold, which was really fun. I don't see that this time, which is kind of unfortunate. I think this is a one-time deal. Okay, I may have found something interesting. It's really quite muddied up. I'm going to use this little scalpel tool. I should have wore my gloves. And I'm going to scrape off. Well, I think, Dr. Grant, we found the other half of what he was holding. And I don't know what it is yet. I'm kind of guesstimating a neck, but I don't know. But we found that. So I'll place this over onto our identification mat. Hey, T-Rex, you just ate your own bone. Spit it out, spit it out. Thank you, jeez. Over here onto our identification mat. And continuing on with dinner. I believe we've only scratched the surface in what we can find. There is still plenty of fossil in here. Alright, so something here is digging on through. Actually, there's quite a bit here in this bone pile. Move that, remove some more of this extra crunch. A little bit of a tangy, formaldehydic smell coming out of this stuff. It's not the most pleasant. Use in a well-ventilated area if smells get ya. Okay. Okay, what is this? It's cool, whatever this is. Could be like I think it's like a hip bone. I think we found a hip. Very interesting. Very interesting hip piece. We'll place over onto our mat. And next to that, there was so much. What is this? Oh, it's so small and light. I can't get a hold of it. Yeah. Ugh. Messiest bone pile I've ever worked with. Now that feels like an arm. That feels like a T-Rex forearm. So maybe before we had like its leg or something. Might have been a leg earlier. Because I really feel like that's an arm. Yep, I think this is either a left or a right arm, whereas this was an actual leg. So when I said femur before, I may have got things correct. I'm definitely now postulating that this is a T-Rex, and it is a little smaller than I thought. And there may be the head, or a couple pieces of something. So we got a few things welded together. Maybe a spine, a little bit of a spine piece right there. And under that, there was more spine, but not a Spinosaurus, just basic spine of a T-Rex, basic spinage. And finally, the big one. You find one of these out in the wild, you're gonna get some money because it's a big one. It's the head of the Rex. Look at that. The skull fossil of the Rex. Really quite striking piece there, Dr. Grant. Bet you wish you found a Rex.
I did star in 3 Jurassic Park movies, you know.
Okay, we have discovered about 9 fossils with Grant holding one of them, and there's probably about 6 to 7 more or so inside this pile. The pumpkin dino fossil pile. So we gotta keep digging in here and trying to find our complete skeleton. I certainly welcome the squishiness over the powder rock packs that you have to hammer through. What I like about the squishiness, a lot less mess in the dust department, and a lot less squished fingers too. You just kind of slowly scoop out here. It's like we found a muddy bog somewhere, a river had receded one day, and then scientists said, hey look, there's some fossils there, and we dug through. So I kind of feel like that. Okay, we got some interesting stuff coming up. back to our little... Oh, that's a cool one. So that looks like the other hip bone. The hip bones are so interesting. They're so cool. It's so avian, so bird-like, as Grant would like to say, jumping, flying things, and clean that up as best as I can. There's no really brush tool. We'll have to take these into the bath and wash them. Really quite interesting piece there. Really, really spot on. Unbehippable. Is that a word? That's unbehippable. This has got me thinking of upcoming Beast Labs T-Rex dinosaur. Can't wait to Beast Lab that up. We're still working on Beast Lab Reptile, I think, and Beast Labs Rex. So what is going on over here in this corner? I've touched it. Have I gone against the creed? Okay, oh, another arm bone has just somehow mysteriously popped out. Throw over to the side. This could be the jawbone. I feel like this might be the jaw. Yep, there's our jaw, and it's hinged. We might have a little bit of a hinging feature. Over here. And over, oh, I really don't like the smell though. The smell is so formaldehyde. Oh, ribcage, ribcage. Oh, and that's gonna be hard to get out. Look at all that riblosion featuring. It's a half a cage, maybe 2 sideds of a cage. Yeah, it's something. Oh, what is this? That feels like another side of the mouth. Okay, so that's the other end of the head. We found its jaw, and half a rib cage is right in here. It can get quite sticky in here. Maybe if I grab this with my tweezers and then kind of clean it off. I can't even grab it. Clean it off with the shovel. Can I do that? Ew. Oh, these ribs are awful. And I think some of this orange is dyeing my fingers. My fingers are turning orange when you touch it too much. So make sure you wash your hands a lot with this stuff. Okay, there's a good rib cage. That's a good solid find. I think we're almost to the end of solid finds. The other leg, which we originally thought was a foot or an arm. There's our other leg. And I think we're just looking for one other half a cage of rib in here. It's gotta be a good find. I'm really mushing this stuff up now. This is like candied yams, mashed yams at the table. Did I accidentally throw a cage out? Oh, I did way over here. It's off to the side of the screen. There's the rib cage that had fallen out. So I believe that's it. I believe that's everything that we can find here. Everything's so smooshed together, but I've done my best to kind of really go through this. So I'm pretty sure this pile, this dig site is done, is empty, is excavated. That's the word I was looking for. So everything we dug through. Okay, we'll keep it just in case. I don't know if there's something in there. And then here is what we found on our pile of bone. So I feel pretty good at identifying this as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It just has to be. We've got the Rexian T-Rex head there. We've got the tail that looks just like what the map has. The legs, the little forearms. No spine, prominent spine. Definitely not a Triceratops. We would see spines and horns and trike-like things. So it's a T-Rex. We have discovered the T-Rex for sure. Now we just gotta clean this up and figure out how to build it. Alright, everything is now cleaned up, ready to identify. We've got a tail, hip bones, our legs, ribs in center, a couple forearms. I think that's its neck. And back spine maybe, we'll see, get those two figured out. And the headpiece there, 3 pieces of the skull. And putting this together looks to be quite the challenge. Luckily, inside the booklet, there is a quick little guide on how to assemble your Rex. Thank goodness, because this may need to be done in a certain sequence. In fact, I think it does. So we start by looking for the left spine snaps onto the right spine. 1 and 2. So I believe these are the spine pieces right here. So we're going to snap these two together. Kind of tricky getting out all the little gluey goobers, but we did so. And there we go. Snaps in. Well, there's a little bit of goober there still inside, so I'm going to use my hobby knife. Just a little poke should kind of get that out. Oh, there's a little bit more in there still. I'm sure whatever I post into here is gonna squirt that out maybe. Hopefully that'll be enough. And so now for step 2, figuring out which direction this goes. I think the spiny part goes up. That would make sense. We're gonna connect in the tail, and the tail piece goes, I believe, with the spiny, the extra long spines going down maybe? Again, okay, so there is our tail and back spine assembly going good. So now we figure out this neck piece here, and I have no idea yet which direction it's gonna go. I think maybe like this on this side, and it's gonna snap into the other end of this bone. So maybe like that. Maybe we'll hope that works. And then the other end is gonna also kind of come in here. I don't know if we need to do it yet. We'll find out. I think we can for the moment, but we're gonna need to put a skull on that. So ooh, it's already dropping off. All right, somehow I'm going to have to get this skull on. I'm going to need more hands than I have to do this. How am I supposed to do this? This piece goes over here, and then we gotta lock in the jaw somehow. I wonder if I can now do the neck piece first. So let's try that. I think that might help me out. Oh, these are so small and tiny. Smallest kit I've seen, and a very difficult build. Okay, so there's the neck. Now I'm going to come in here somehow with this piece, and the jaw hinges in, but where does it connect? Oh, I see. Oh no, oh, I have no finger control. This is impossible. This is impossible. Ah! I'm gonna go opposite to what instructions are telling me. I'm gonna go this way with this post first, going into the skull like that. Okay, we got that down. The hardest part is the jaw, because the jaw has like the most narrow pegs I've seen to peg in here. I just don't know about this jaw. I'm wondering if I could do the jaw last. I think I may go with that. Neck goes in. Once you got the head in, this will sandwich that in. I need smaller hands. And now, going to try to do the jaw later, because I think the jaw is just going to cause too much trouble. Come on there, T-Rex, you got this. You got this. Ah, got it. Finally, a good solid click. Okay, we'll flip back around this direction and try your best to get the ribs pointed in the right direction. I think the best way to look at it is that they taper down a whole bunch towards the end. You've got a bunch of smaller ribs here and just one rib there, big, and then tapering. So that kind of answers that. I might want to go back and use some glue on this. I know our bat and our salamander are very, very fragile too. Now we got to plug in these arms, and this is going to be really difficult figuring out which direction, which side I should say they're going to go on. I think it's like that with the shoulder blade out, because the arm is going to kind of curl in this direction. I think that's how it goes. That feels somewhat right to me. But when we're finished, we'll double check for sure. So we got both arms. These are pegging in fairly securely, so I like that. Okay, so luckily the hips are all going to attach onto the tail piece and not this rib and back spine assembly. That's going to give us a little bit of a break. The hard part is, again, figuring out which one goes to which side. So I'm going to go with this one here on this side. Roll this over here, roll the Rex over. I have a new appreciation for whoever places all these bones together in a lab, because that's going to punch all the way through, and then this one will match up. I think we've got that right. I think, yeah, this little back spine points back and the hip bone there. So we got it, we're getting closer. And now for the legs, this is getting a little easier. I think this leg will go here onto this side. Okay, flip around for our other leg. And all that's really left is the jaw. And sadly, I don't think it's possible to get this jaw in there. The posts for the jaw, they're just so small. And as soon as you peg them in, the jaw splits apart. Maybe with glue, but it just likes to crumble. The neck starts coming undone and it just goes down the line. So sadly, I'm not gonna get that jaw in. It's a little bit very, very fragile. But look at that, there is our fossil skeleton of our T-Rex. Pretty good. I wish the stance was better so we could stand it. It's not going to want to stand. A little display stand would have helped with the set too, but that's not included. But it's more about the hunt. It's more about the hunt for the fossil bones and then trying your best to get it close together, which we did. We got it mostly there, and we learned quite a bit about our Rex today. So that is the Dig It Tyrannosaurus Rex find. We found the Rex and we constructed as best as we could. Ooh. And that's the Dissect It, Discover It dinosaur dig of a Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil that we found. And don't forget, there is also a possible Spinosaurus and or Triceratops dissected dinosaur find out there. The process took me about half an hour to go through, so it's a nice little entertaining afternoon dig. What do you think? If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, squirrel squam at your favorite feature of the Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil. Don't forget, we now have SquirrelStampede merch out, like a plush Landry t-shirts and a water bottle, which I fill with slime. And thanks for watching. That's what I have to say about that.